Hello, 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 everyone. Come on into the webinar. My name is Linda Peavy, and I'm going to be your host for this afternoon where we are going to talk about, yes, how you can still get grants for your Black-owned business or your Black-led nonprofit. I am in Ohio, so let me know where you are coming in from. Give that city and that state a shout out in the chat and let me know where you are coming in from. Yes, don't be shy. Don't be shy. I see you coming in. So let me know. Hello, Angela from San Antonio, Texas is up in the house. And who else is with us today? Hello, David from Baltimore. Look at Maryland showing up. Hello, Shaz from Maryland. And Juanita from beautiful Savannah. I have a funny story to tell you, Juanita, about Savannah. Savannah was the first time that I learned about boiled peanuts. I had never heard of boiled peanuts in my life before I went to Savannah. Shaz, Brandywine, look at Maryland. Yes, Maryland is up in the house today. And who else? Who else? Yes, boiled peanuts. I didn't know they existed. They're interesting. All right, all right. Who else is here with me today? We're going to get started in just a minute. Angela says they are delicious. That is one way to describe them. Delicious. They're interesting. That is for sure. Um, do you salt the boiled I don't look, they were being sold like out in open air markets. They were sold as is. I had never in my life seen them before. Juanita says, I am not a fan. Angela says, yes, you saw them. So I'm going to wait about another 30 seconds. Then we're going to get started. We're going to talk about grants as well as boiled peanuts. All right, all right. So what I'm going to do is share my screen, but let me just say this before I get started. Again, my name is Linda Peavy. I'm going to be your host for this afternoon. This is really important information that I'm going to share with you today. A lot of it you probably haven't heard from anyone else before. So it's going to be really important that you share this information. Don't keep this to yourself, right? We have to be here for one another in our community. So please share this information with other Black-owned organizations, nonprofits, small businesses, because again, I'll probably be sharing some information you haven't heard before. But it is very important that you hear and that you know so that you can get grants right now. Not now, but right now. All right. So let me share my screen. I want to make sure everything is pulled up correctly. All right, all right, all right. Yep, that is looking good. All right, so you should be able to see my screen now, making sure everybody's in the right place. So this is grant writing for Black-owned businesses and Black-led nonprofits. This is the noon masterclass. And yes, as you can tell, we are live. We're going to be live later on tonight as well at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to drop the link in a little bit later, just in case you know anyone who wants to join us tonight. All right. So let me introduce myself formally. My name is Linda Peavy, and yes, they call me the Grants Queen because I have won, and not just written, I have won. It's almost $18 million now in grant funding for clients. And this is year 17 of me owning my company, Lapov Consulting. All of those years, I have been a professional grant writer. My undergrad and graduate degrees are from the University of Akron. Go Zips, go Zips. And I teach grant writing now. I am a grants instructor and expert. I teach grant writing all over the country for many different organizations. For your smaller nonprofits and small businesses to some of your major organizations that I'm sure you've heard of before, like the Urban League and Goldman Sachs. And I am also a proud alumnus of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program. I work with them on a regular basis. And I'm also a member of Forbes Black, which is an organization of Black leaders affiliated with Forbes magazine. Now, I have a business, but I used to lead a nonprofit. So I have been on both sides of the coin. All right. So I want to know who is here with me today. So let me know in the chat. Are you a for profit? Meaning you are a small business. You could be an LLC or a partnership, right? Or a sole proprietor. Or maybe you are a nonprofit. Or maybe you're both, because I'm finding that a lot of small businesses are starting nonprofits. So maybe you're both. So let me know in the chat who we have. LLC, LLC. Who else? Who else? Who else? Any nonprofits? Oh, we didn't welcome Tyria. Is that it? Tyria from Clarksville, Mississippi? Nonprofit trying to open a laundromat under my LLC, which is possible, right? You can open a nonprofit under your for profit, right? Your major organizations do it all the time, right? They start, especially the largest of the global conglomerates will start a nonprofit as a part of their LLC. So that is very possible. So let me say to you, you're in the right place because there are grants for both. There are grants for, oh, I got the pronunciation right. Excellent. There are grants for nonprofits as well as for profits. So you are in the right place. All right. So be encouraged. And that's what I want you to do throughout the day is to be encouraged. Now, you should know that I keep things real when I present and when I teach, and I will be doing that today. So we're all family here today, right? All right. So how did I get in this position? I used to be a publishing executive in Pennsylvania for a traditional publishing house that was at that time almost 200 years old. I was there for 10 years and then I got hurt. When I got hurt, the bottom fell out. Literally, I went from flying all over the world in this great position to putting everything I own in a storage unit in Cleveland, Ohio, where I had to move back home and move in with my sister because I was very, very hurt. And it took me literally 2 years to recuperate. I came home in a wheelchair. Well, after the 2 years, I couldn't find a job. I was in Cleveland. All of my experience was in professional publishing, right? And this was way before self-publishing, right? I'm telling my age now. This was before self-publishing. So I couldn't find a job. And I started my own company. That's how I started. It wasn't because I had some dream of opening up a small business. I like to eat and I needed a roof over my head. So I started Lapov Consulting. Well, one of my first contracted positions was to be the executive director of a nonprofit. Now, I wasn't in that job 2 weeks before the board called me in and told me that I had to write a grant that would save my job. Literally, the grant would pay for my salary, which would save my job, thus saving the organization. Now, I'm going to keep it real. You know that there are times when people who look like us are called in to do what? Save the day, save the program, sometimes save the entire organization. So if you know what I mean, give me a yes in the chat. But you know what? I did it. I did it. I wrote that grant. I won that grant. It paid for my salary. It saved my job. It saved the organization. Oh, yes, I'm seeing some yes, yeses. Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, historical Valley Forge, Pennsylvania is where I was. And it taught me something. When I won that grant, it taught me a couple of things. One, you can win grants with zero experience. You do not have to be a professional grant writer to win grants, right? This is what I want you to know today. You have to be, in my opinion, in a community where you get the help that you need. I've created a framework that will show you how to write grants. You don't need to be a professional grant writer. I was able to do it. I had never written a grant before. And I won that grant. It also told me what you can do with grant money. I've been in this industry for 17 years. I hear from you. I know you're tired of using your own money to fund your organization, to pay for your nonprofit or your small business. This is your dream. And some of you are like literally draining your bank accounts dry trying to keep it afloat. Why not pursue somebody else's money to fund your organization that you don't have to pay back? It also taught me what you can do with the grant money, right? Because some of you are wearing all 20 hats in your organization. Do you know that you can use grant money to hire help, to hire staff? Yes. So those are just some of the things you can do with grant money. We'll talk about more as we move forward. What else will we talk about? I'm going to update you on what is going on with grants right now. You are going to be shocked and surprised. And then I'm going to show you how you prepare to apply for grants. You need to be grant ready. Then I'm going to show you what to write and how to write this grant application and how do you get noticed. And then I'm going to show you how to conduct grant research so that you're finding the organizations that want to give you grant money. And then I have a list of grants. And then I have a bonus surprise. And then we are going to do a Q&A. Now, speaking of Q&A, I need for you to drop questions in either the chat, right? Or the Q&A box. Either one, the webinar chat box or the Q&A. I'm going to get to all of them at the end. Now, this is important for you to know. I'm here to help you. There have been so many hurdles and roadblocks put in our way as communities of color. I'm here to knock down as many as I possibly can. I'm here to help you. Therefore, you're going to get a copy of this replay for free. I'm not charging you for the replay. You will have it today. You'll have it forever. But you have to promise me that you're going to share this information with other Black-owned organizations and Black-led nonprofits, right? This is very important what I'm sharing with you today. And again, a lot of you probably will not have heard it before. All right. All right. Let's get going. Why are we here? We're here because we as Black organizations need access to funding. And guess what? It shouldn't always be about loans. Look, are you as tired as I am of hearing about loans? We want grants because grant money you do not pay back. And let me say this to all of you. You can do this. You can write grants. Grant writing is not what it used to be. You're not writing some 500-page document for 3 months at a time. All right. That's what I used to do. Now, a lot of the grants are what? 2, 3, 4 pages. Why? Because foundations don't have the staff to sit and sort through 300-page grant applications, right? So they're short and they're quick, but you still have to know how to write them. But also, and this is what I need for you to get, after having won almost $18 million in grants, I can tell you that winning grants is about more than what you write in the application. I'm going to say that again. Winning the grant is about more than what you write in the application. This is a process, and that's what I'm going to teach you today, the process. All right. Now, what is going on with grants? This is critical for you to get. Yes, federal grants have been cut. Yes, they've been rescinded. Yes, they've been frozen. But guess what? Federal grants do not equal all grants. Your private foundations, your community foundations, your family foundations, your corporate foundations still give grants. Grants come from thousands of resources. And yes, they give grants to nonprofits and small businesses, so you're covered. So this is what I need you to understand. There are billions of dollars in grants being given away every single day to organizations that look just like yours. All right. So understand this. There's a unique opportunity that exists for you right now that didn't even exist last year. Now, because there are a lot of people that are thinking grants are gone, there are no more grants, there are fewer people, just some fewer people even applying for grants. What does this mean for you? It means that there's less competition. So what are you going to do? You're going to swoop in and start applying for grants. Also, and this is the beautiful thing that's happening, your local corporate, family, and private foundations are literally increasing the amount of their funds. Why? Because they're trying to fill in the gaps caused by the federal grant cuts. So this is why it's important for you to look local. Start local with your local community foundations and your local corporations that give grants. They're increasing their grant funding. All right. So this means more opportunity for you. Now, something else is taking place. Now we know that there are federal grant cuts. Absolutely. But guess what? Your state and your local and your county governments are still providing grant funding. I just heard about two grants last month, one from the state of Ohio for $30 million, one from the state of Michigan for $20 million. Not all state and local and county government grants come from the federal government. A lot of these municipalities raise their own funds. So, what does this mean for you? Another opportunity for you to get grant funding. All right. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. We know it equals minorities, women of all ethnicities, veterans, the disabled. And yes, we know that white women have been the major beneficiaries, but we also know that the White House is cutting out the federal DEI funding. And they're, yes, putting pressure on foundations to cut their funding as well and organizations to cut their funding. But guess what? Many of these foundations give to these communities. This is who they fund. They're not going to just stop giving to the communities that they funded for decades. So, what are they doing? They are tweaking the language. This is very important for you to get. They're tweaking the language because this is what you're going to do. This is how you're still going to get grant money, even though DEI funds have been cut. All right. So, it's called quiet DEI. That's what we call it in the grant world. These foundations are focusing on the conditions, not the categories. They're taking out the gender and the ethnicity, and they're focusing on the outcomes and the barriers. So this is exactly what you're going to do. Let me show you. Let's say you have a program where you offer youth development opportunities for Black boys. This is who you serve. You're not going to stop serving Black boys or minority boys. This is your target population. What you are going to do is start tweaking your language if you need to. If you need to. So instead of saying our program offers youth development opportunities for Black boys, you're going to say we provide youth development for historically underserved and underrepresented boys, or serving boys disproportionately impacted by economic and educational inequities. Because at the end of the day, your job is to get your grant application through. So if you have to tweak that language a bit, you tweak that language. We all know what this means. We know what underserved and underrepresented means, right? So this is how you continue to apply, even if you are serving communities that are defined by DEI. And the same for women. Let's say you have an LLC. You provide employment and career coaching for women. Now you may have to tweak that language a bit to say our program offers workforce development support for those facing systemic barriers to career advancement. Women, right? Providing career development services tailored to those who experience unique workforce challenges due to what? Caregiving responsibilities, wage gaps, systemic inequities. Women, right? We call it quiet DEI. Do you understand what I am doing? Give me a yes in the chat if you do, because this is very important for you to be able to still get grants for the communities that you serve, which are part of DEI. Look for these buzzwords. It'll let you know that that foundation is giving money to who you serve. So give me a yes. Give me a yes in the chat if you're getting this, if you understand this. Give me a yes. Okay, I got it. Yes, 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 yes. All right, all right, all right. This is very important for you to get. All right. This is how you still get grant money for your Black organization, serving your Black population, even given these DEI cuts. All right. And foundations know this, so they're tweaking their language. Now, let's get back to grant basics. What do you need to know? Grants are not paid back. Now, if you have a nonprofit, get your 501c3. That's very important because it is going to be required in order for you to get grant money. All right. Now, everybody, now keep in mind the 501c3 is just for nonprofits. All right. Now, I want everybody to look at this slide. This is the amount of grant funding that's given every single year. This is just from foundation and corporation giving, from bequests just to a smaller extent, but mainly foundations and corporations. This is the 2023 number. The last year we had great numbers. $189 billion, people. Do you see federal funding anywhere on this slide? No. This is the amount of money that's still being given out every single day. And yes, including to organizations that look like yours. This is what you're missing if you are not applying for grants. And I want you to look at this number, $189 billion. dollars. That is a lot of money. That is a huge pie. But I don't want you to be intimidated. Too many people look at these numbers and think, oh, Linda, like there's no way I can get any of this money. So right now, I want you to put into this chat, I just need a little bit. I want you to write into the chat, I just need a little bit, because at the end of the day, you just need a little bit of $189 billion, dollars, right? You don't need it all. Nobody's trying to be greedy, right? Focus on what you need. So when you see these large numbers, focus on what you need. That's right, Shaz. That's right, David. And look, are you trying to be greedy, Elvis? Do you need all $189 billion? dollars? No, Keisha. No, no. You just need what you need, right? That's what I want you to focus on. That's what I'm going to show you today, how to get what you need. But first, I need for you to download a software editing program onto your computer. You decide which one it is. I love Grammarly. If you use Grammarly, give yourself some love in the chat if you use Grammarly. You download it onto your computer. It's totally free. It will make you a better writer. I am a professional grant writer, a professional writer, and a professional editor. I wouldn't write without Grammarly. It will self-correct as you write. Why am I mentioning this to you? I do not want you submitting grant applications full of grammatical errors. So download Grammarly is totally free. Is anybody using Grammarly now? Give yourself some love if you are using Grammarly. It is amazing and it's free, right? It's totally free. Now, how else are you going to prepare to apply for grants? You're going to get those documents in order. Your EIN, your employer identification number, your 501c3, your articles of incorporation. Now, make sure you are a legitimate company. Get those articles. Get a list of your board members. Get letters of support. Let foundations know that there are organizations that support you. Where are they coming from? Look, they could be coming from the mayor, politicians, drop those names, community leaders, your vendors, your pastor, your church. They will strengthen your grant application. You never know who knows who. Now, if you are currently operating, you need your financial statements. Yes, your balance sheet and your profit and loss statement. Now, I don't want you to be freaked out about this term operating budget. You're going to need one. It is like your annual budget, but your operating budget in particular is important because all it is a document where you are listing what you think your expenses are going to be for the upcoming year. And you really need to know, like, how much money it's going to take for you to operate over the course of a year if you're seeking grant money. You need this budget because this budget will also let you know how much grant money you should be seeking. So create an operating budget. You can get a template online. It's very easy. Again, all you're doing is listing what you think your expenses are going to be. In other words, how much money will it take for you to operate over the course of a year? That's important. Now, I'm going to get to the actual grant application. So I'm going to give you best practices on the major components that you will see in a grant application. All right. We're going to start with the mission. It is everything. So if you don't have a mission statement, you won't be applying for grants. Yes, even if you are a small business, you need a mission. Your mission, yes, it defines who you are and what you do, but it's more than that. It will align you to the foundation that wants to give you money. Because if you are laser focused on maybe K through 12 education, make sure you're seeking money from a foundation that also has a passion for education, right? Align your mission to their mission. So if you don't have a mission statement, oh, that's homework 101 for you. This section here is where you are going to separate yourself from the pack. It is how you describe your organization. And I want you to focus on one word: impact. What has been the impact of your business on those for whom you serve? You need to track your success. Let's say you have a homeless ministry. How many homeless people are you placing in shelters? When they get in the shelter, what happens? Do they then get a job? Are they able to get a GED? Are they able to maybe get permanent shelter or permanent residences? Track your success. You have a restaurant, a small business. How many people do you serve every year? How many people do you hire? What has been your impact to the community? Hiring somebody changes their life, right? Do you have any other community organizations, organizational components? Maybe you have a little cooking school along with the restaurant. How many people are impacted by your restaurant? Track your success. This is how you are going to get grant money. No longer are foundations giving money just because people want to save the world and they have these feel-good initiatives. No, you need to use real numbers, people. And if you have not yet opened, you still need to use impact using real numbers. Now you're going to project. So let's say you have a tutoring organization. You want to tutor high school kids in math. You can write in the application, I project that once the students complete my tutoring program, once it's launched, that they are going to increase their math proficiency scores by 10%. So it doesn't matter whether you are currently open or you will open. Use impact, write about impact, and use real numbers. And then when you write, you must write as if you are solving a problem. People, this is so important. What makes you different? Why is it that you are unique? What is the issue that you are solving with your organization? Does it matter if you are a nonprofit or for profit? You could have an online jewelry store. Maybe you're a for profit, you have a small business. You open up an online jewelry store. There's a million of them out there. What is making yours different? Maybe your jewelry is for sensitive skin. Maybe that's the problem you're solving. People that can only wear jewelry for sensitive skin, right? What is making you different? Why did you decide to open your organization? What did you see that was going on? Whatever that problem is going to link you to the foundation that wants to give you money because guess what? They are wanting to fund organizations that are solving the same problem. And yes, there are foundations that give money to people who open up jewelry stores. It doesn't matter what you do as long as it's something legal. There is a grant for you out there. You have to be able to research and find it. Now, this is where you must know how foundations give and who they give to and where they give. And how do you find out? You go to their websites. Now, we know that most foundations don't have a website. That's where you have to get a little bit creative sometimes in finding out their information, but many, many, many do. And typically, if they advertise a grant, they have a website. And also, please, please define who you are serving. I've been a business coach for 16 years now. You cannot help everybody. Oftentimes, when I ask, who are you helping? Who is your target population? I get, Linda, I just help everybody. If they come my way, I help them. No, you cannot help everybody. Niche down. You should be serving one, maybe two target populations, regardless of your profit status. Doesn't matter. For profit, nonprofit, that restaurant, who are you serving? Is it a soul food restaurant, an Italian restaurant? Who is your target population? Because you need to know foundations give according to target populations. Now, all of you have a decision to make, though. When you are applying for grants, are you applying for operating grant money or program project grant money? You have to decide one or the other. Now, you know we love to get operating grants because operating grants allow you to place the money where you want to in your organization. You can pay for salaries, your lease, IT, creating a website. It's really to help you build up your capacity, pay for your administrative cost. Only 32% of foundations give this type of support. Most grant money goes to a program or project. And again, you can have one even if you are a small business. That restaurant, let's say she wants to start a delivery service. That could be a project, right? That she's asking for grant money for. Whatever you do, you must apply to multiple foundations. This is not a one and done industry, people. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. Tell me in the chat right now, everybody, right now in the chat, tell me why you think it is important that you apply to multiple foundations at all times. At all times, you should always have more than one grant application out there. Tell me in the chat why you think it is important. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Great questions. Oh, great questions. Keep asking your questions. To increase your chance of getting a grant, Tasha, absolutely. It's a numbers game. Chaz, yes. Teria, let's see. You're not going to likely get approved immediately. It depends. It depends. It depends on the strength of that grant application. But here's what you all need to know. She's definitely right about the fact that you might not get approved at all. People, please hear me when I say to you, grants are not guaranteed. Oh my gosh. I've been in this industry for 17 years. I'm going to try not to get on this soapbox. There's no such thing as guaranteed grant money, people. This is how you get scammed. I see it on social media all the time. Oh, especially Facebook. Apply here. Everybody gets a grant. Everybody wins funding. Just give me your money and I'll make sure you get a grant. 99.9% of the time, they are scammers. Scammers. All right? You need to be applying for grants in order to get grant money. No guaranteed grant money. Me and my colleagues talk about this all the time. It's like, where did that come from? That idea about guaranteed grant money doesn't exist. Now, each and every one of you, it does not matter how small or how large you are, you must have community partners. This is a requirement. You don't have a choice, right? You cannot do this on your own, and foundations do not expect you to run your business on your own. It does not work. I've been in this industry. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 17 years. You cannot do this alone. And I'm not speaking of having a partnership where you're paying somebody else money, you're splitting the proceeds. No. I mean community partners, people who will help you. This is critical for your grant application because the question will be on it. Now, let me give you a couple of examples of what I'm talking about. Let's say you have an accounting firm. You can go to your local library, give a tax talk, a free tax talk once a month. You're going to have a willing audience. Everybody wants to know about taxes, right? And the library will promote you. That's what they do. They are phenomenal community partners. I think they're criminally underutilized. Why is this important? Because that tax talk will increase your level of visibility in your community. Some of you have phenomenal programs. Nobody knows about you. Nobody knows about your program, even in your own backyard. But by partnering with organizations, it will increase your level of visibility. Why is this important? Because foundations are always looking and seeking who is doing what in their community. And you want to be known for what you do. Let me give you another example. Young lady has an ex-offender program. She wants to make sure that when people are released from jail back into society, they don't go back to jail. They become successful members of society, right? I want you to tell me right now in the chat, who should she be meeting with? Who should be her community partners? Now, she's got to interview them while they're inmates just to make sure they qualify for her program. Keep that in mind. Who should be her community partners? Let me know in the chat. Who should she be meeting with in her community? She has an ex-offender program. She wants to make sure that when people are released from jail, they become successful members of their community. Absolutely. Yes, Angela. County reentry centers, right? Yes. Why? Because you want the people to have jobs. And when you go to one of these county reentry centers, they can tell you what organizations in the community will hire ex-offenders, right? David, the public defenders and the courts, absolutely they need to know, right? Angela, community colleges, why? Because maybe they don't have their GED, right? Workforce development programs, they need some type of a skill. Angela, housing, yeah, you don't want them to be homeless. A transitional housing organization, right? David, yes. Community colleges, go back and get their GED. Tyria, yes, absolutely. Do you see how easy this is? This is not difficult. Ah, you work with a prison education program. People, this is not difficult for you to get community partners. I want you to do this. This is your homework. You are to name 5 organizations in your community that you are going to meet with. And no, you don't need to have your program totally fleshed out. They can help you, they can connect you. And oftentimes they will refer you to other foundations and funding sources because they are ingrained in the community. They know where the money is. I told you I was going to keep it real. They know where the money is, right? This is your homework. Name 5 based on your program that you're going to meet with. Now we're on to the money. This is the grant budget. This is how you're going to explain your use of the grant money. Make sure you are itemizing your expenses. So if you need a $50,000 grant to hire an executive director, you can't just say, I need 50 grand to hire an ED. Is it a contractor? How many hours are they working? What is the pay rate per hour? How many hours in a week? How many weeks in the year? Do you need supplies? What supplies do you need? Who's using the supplies? And how is what you're spending money on supporting your mission and the mission of the foundation? That's a key for you. That's a nugget for you. You explain how what you're spending money on supports your mission and the mission of the foundation. And you explain in the budget narrative how you are going to be using the funding. That goes in the budget narrative. The numbers go into the budget, usually an Excel file. Now, I know some of you are thinking, Linda, this is not so bad, but I don't have time. I don't have time to write these grants. Remember what I said to you earlier, that a lot of these grants are what? 2, 3, 4 pages. And let me tell you, AI will give you your time back, right? It is the most amazing tool to help you in writing grants. I'm going to talk about it in a few minutes, but you have to use it the right way. Now, I have a question for you, for all of you, especially the ones that are thinking, oh, I don't know if I have time for this. And I would like an answer in the chat from all of you. Do you have time to get free money? Do you have time to get free money? Let me see in the chat. I don't know if anybody has time to get free money. I'm saying, oh, yes. I'm saying I do. I'm saying yes all day long. I'm saying yes, ma'am. It sounds to me like you got time to get some free money. So if you've got time to get free money, Eva says, I will make time for anything free. All right. During lunchtime, sometimes that's all it takes. Heck yeah, David. So if you got time to get free money, I need you to spend just a little bit of time on the process to get the free money. This is what you're going to do. This is the slide here. If you don't take anything else away from this webinar, this is it. While I take a sip of water. This is it here. This is the slide. This is often the difference between whether or not you get the grant. Did you meet with the foundation before you submitted that grant application? Did you meet with them? They want to meet with you. They're considering giving you their grant funding. Look, people, this is not a money grab. You've got to see this as building a relationship with these foundations. That's what they want. You want to meet with them because in this meeting, They will give you insight into that grant application that is not even on their website. And when I think about it, I probably set up 1,000 of these meetings. I always remember one meeting, 30-minute Zoom meeting, my client got $30,000 because the missions aligned. And yes, I said Zoom. These are Zoom meetings, 30-minute Zoom meetings. Now, if you live in close proximity to the foundation, meet with them in person. But these are Zoom meetings. There are oftentimes a difference between who gets the money and who doesn't. How are you going to set up this meeting? You're going to send them an email introducing your organization, aligning your mission and your program with where they fund. Whatever you do, never, ever, 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 ever ask for money in this email. You're going to get a rejection letter. Ask for the meeting. In the meeting, you ask for the money. You got that? In the meeting, you ask for the money, not the email. Now we're on to the grant research. Google is fine. Google is good, but I do not want you just using Google to find grants. Someone asked me, where do you find the grants? This is how you find the grants. You're going to use a grant portal because these organizations are set up specifically to provide information to you about grants. The Foundation Directory Online, also called Candid, is the leading source of information in the US for grants. They give you the organization that provides the funding. So let's say you're in Detroit. You have a program where you help veterans to be placed in, let's say, transitional housing. You input that information into FDO, you push a button, they will give you a list of organizations that will fund your type of program. Now, yes, there's a cost, right? These organizations have to compile thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of data points. FDO is $50 a month to subscribe, or free access at your local library. Yes, free access at your local library. Grants.gov, believe it or not, there are still some grants. Lilly Foundation. Now, do I have any churches with me or faith-based organizations? Yes, there are grants for you. Yes, churches can get grants. Lilly Foundation is the largest funder. They have an ongoing grant. It's amazing in the area of worship. This is why, if you are going to be seeking grants, people, please be in a community. Please be in a community where you can get answers to the questions that you have and somebody that will give you the correct information. This is why people give up and stop applying for grants. They get frustrated. They can't find the answers that they need. They're applying to the wrong grant, right? If you're going to try to get this money, please be in a community where you can get help. All right? Because many different organizations, they are not telling you this information. Grantwatch.com. I love them. They're $20 a week or $200 for the whole year. So spend $20 and get you a list of grants from them. $20 a week. They also give you the synopsis of the grant sponsor, the deadline, and the contact information. I like Grant Station as well. They're $200 for the whole year. Now, you should be signed up with UrbanAwarenessUSA.org. They're a Black-owned organization. They give a lot of free information about grants, so make sure you sign up with them. Tell them Linda sent you. Their newsletter is totally free. I want to show you how you conduct this grant research. So this happens to be Grant Station, $200 for the whole year. What are you going to do? To my right, areas of interest. What is your category? Every drop down block you see there, there's probably 20 other drop down subcategories. Who are you targeting? Veterans, people who've aged out of foster care, African Americans? You have to define this information. Where are you located? Are you a for-profit or a nonprofit? Input your information in Grant Station, push a button, you get a list of grants and organizations that provide grants. $200 for the whole year, and they provide tremendous training. Now, let me say something to all of you because I think most of you, I'm calling you out, most of you leave money on the table. Why? Because you're not going after local money. Do you know that it is easier to get local grant funding? It is easier to get local grant money than even the national grants. Don't be seduced by these $2 and $3 million. government grants. There's money in your backyard that you have not taken advantage of. But whatever you do, don't disregard the national grants. You should be seeking grants in your community, but also outside of your state, because there could be a foundation in Texas and they're giving money to you and you're in Kentucky. And for my global community, this is absolutely for you. You could live here in the United States and serve a population in Kenya and still get grants. All right? You have to know how. Now, I won't go through all of these, but here's a list of grants. Annuity Freedom Grant, that's a financial literacy grant. If you have a nonprofit, go to support Black charities. HelloAlice.com. They consistently have grants for women-owned businesses. Operation Hope, John Hope Bryant, he's trying to help 1 million Black businesses. He's up to over 400,000. Join his program. Do you have a brick and mortar? You have a physical location? Wish.com has a grant. LISC, they fly under the radar screen, but they've given away over $1 billion to communities of color. Amber Grants for Women, they give away $30,000 every month. Shea Moisture, they give away grants if you have a Black hair care salon. Ford Foundation, if you're working on a Black film, they have grant money. Don't believe everything you see on TV, people. There are grants for you as a Black organization right now as we speak. All right. You have to know how to go and get it. Busy and Sky's the Limit. They both have startup grants. And let me tell you that startup grants can be 0 to 5 years, or in the case of Amber Grants for Women, they will pay you for your idea. You don't even need to have made one nickel. All right. So you have got to get into this game, people, because you are losing money by not applying for these grants. Let's go to Amarillo, where it says small. They're in Texas. They only give to small organizations because some of you are like, oh, Linda, I'm just too small. This is not for me. I'm a solopreneur. Solopreneurs get grants too. All volunteer nonprofits get grants. You don't need some huge organizational chart. You might be saying, Linda, I don't pay anybody. I don't even pay myself. You can still get grant funding. You got to get in the game. Now, right now, everybody into the chat, let me know the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about banks. Banks, banks, banks. The first thing that comes to your mind when you think about banks, let me know in the chat. I see some great questions. Keep asking them. Everything is relationship. It is, oh gosh, it is so important. Always deny. Ooh, thieves, loans, money pits. You need to set up a business account. Let me say something to you about banks. Do you know that banks are some of the largest providers of grant money? Grant money. Grant money. You haven't been going to the right bank. And it doesn't have to be your bank. It could be a bank with maybe a really good presence in your community, maybe a headquarters office or regional office. Banks, I'm in Ohio. One of the largest foundations in Ohio is the Key Bank Foundation. We have Citizens Bank here. They give grants. PNC, Huntington. Oh my gosh. I'm giving you four hot leads right now. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, TD Banks, and Truist all provide grants, not just for nonprofits. Truist and Bank of America, I know for a fact that they give grants to small businesses. I have secured grant money for clients from banks that were small businesses, and I'm not talking about loans. Banks. This is why you have to be in the right community to get this information. All right? This is very important for you to know. Yes, banks have grant funding. And Bank of America and Wells Fargo, each one of them, every single year, they give over $120 million in grants. Each one. Let me talk to you about ChatGPT. If you're using artificial intelligence to write grants, good. Just make sure you know how to use it. Don't get yourself in trouble. Don't think it's going to magically write some perfect application for you. That's not how ChatGPT works. Use it as a tool, not a replacement. It's great for editing. It's great for retooling. It will help you rewrite. It will improve your grant application. But there is no getting around you needing to know how to at least write the basics about your organization, your mission and your target population and your impact statement and your statement of need. You have to understand how to write this. And then once you write it, you can always feed it into ChatGPT. You have to feed ChatGPT, you have to feed it prompts. You can write the prompt and feed it information, but you've got to be able to write it first. There's no getting around that. There's no magic button that you push for a perfect grant application, but ChatGPT can help you significantly. But you've got to know how to write just at least the good basics about your organization. And that brings me to my bonus surprise. I'm going to help you do this. I've written a grant writing course. I'm going to help you write the basics about your organization. And then if you want to, you can use ChatGPT to help you refine it, but you've got to write the basics. This is so important. You have to be careful about ChatGPT because foundations now have software they can detect whether or not you've used it to write the whole grant application. You can't do it that way. Feed it your information in your words and let it rewrite. This course is how I was able to win over $17 million. Your little secret weapon is going to be me. I'm going to serve as your grant coach because I said from the beginning, winning the grant money is about more than what you write in the grant application, right? So my course will teach you how to write the grant application. It will teach you how to do the research. Remember, I said it's not about what you do or your industry. Regardless of what you do, if you're doing something legal, there's grant money. You have to know how to find it. The course will help you. Now, here's where my coaching comes in. I have a private Facebook group. You come in and you ask questions and you will be helped, not by some bot. I'm in there often. Let's say you set up a meeting with the foundation. Do you know what to say? Do you know what to ask for? Do you know what to bring with you? Do you know what you never leave that meeting without knowing? You come into the private Facebook group, you let us know, Linda, I'm getting ready to meet with ABC Foundation. What do I do? I'm going to tell you what to do and how to do it. Do you know how much money you should be asking for based on your organization? Come into the Facebook group. Let us know. Let us know what you need and your budget, and we can help you with determining what you should be asking for because you need to know. Not every foundation has a dollar amount on their grant application. Sometimes you have to let them know what you need, and you should not be going in asking for $1 million if you've never received any money from them before. Now, the course includes 12 modules. You get 35 lessons, you get videos, but here's where this is very different. Remember, I talked about community? This is a community that I've created. All right, I have over 3,000 people in my course, 2,000 people just in the Facebook group. We collaborate. They collaborate. It's not about competition. It's about supporting you to make sure you're getting grant funding, right? I've been a professional grant writer for 17 years. I've been hired to build grant applications, to write the grant questions. I've utilized questions from real grants in the course so that when you're going through my lessons, it's as if you are completing an in-depth grant application, only now you have help with your answers. And when you're done, you have a grant template. You're going to use that template to apply for grant after grant after grant, right? Because that's why it makes it easier and faster. You do this work, you have your template, and I give you real examples that one grant so that you know what does a winning grant look like? What does a component of a winning grant look like? And as a bonus, you get a list of over 600 organizations that provide funding because I'm here to help you. I want you to win grant money, not just write a bunch of grants, right? I talked about the private Facebook group. You want to know where there are grants. Even in the last week, we've dropped so many grants. Please, if you buy the course, turn on the notifications so that you can learn about these grants that we are dropping constantly in the Facebook group. And to help you, I give you access to me. We're going to have an hour of group coaching, not just one and done. This is every month, every month. Now, I want you to look at this slide really carefully. I want you to look at these numbers here. I've had this course audited 3 times. This is what the course is worth. I specifically, intentionally only charge you a fraction of what you see Because I said from the beginning, I'm not going to be another hurdle that you have to get over to try to win grants. I am convinced this is what I should be doing, is helping you. Therefore, I'm not going to charge you a price to help you with the course that's anywhere near these numbers. These numbers are real because this is what the course is worth. I've had it audited 3 times. So the modules are worth $3,549. The videos are worth $599. The funding list is worth $500. You got a workbook and planners and grant trackers. I have colleagues that charge $2,000 for their grant writing course, and you don't even get access to them. I am intentional about giving you access to me in that group coaching. Now, this is what you're going to pay. My course normally is $997. I lowered the price this year because I know what's going on. It's $497. I know you need extra help, right? But you also came on this webinar. You could have been somewhere else at noon. You let me know that you need help, that you're serious about writing grants, or else you would not have been on this webinar. So for the next 3 days, take off $200. You'll get the whole course, the Facebook group, the group coaching for $297. Yes, I have coaches that think I am crazy for offering my $5,000 course, which is like on a college level, but it's easier because you have help. It's truly easy to go through for $297. Use the code because other people are paying $497. Most people do not even have a code. You have this code, and it's a big code. It's $200 off. AUG07. If you want to pay over 2 months, you pay $175 a month for 2 months. Put a T on the end of the code. AUG07T. You read right at the end. The course never, ever, ever expires. I said I was here to help you. I meant it. This is what you get. The course, Facebook group, coaching. Write everything off. It's totally tax deductible. If you are a nonprofit, it is an expense. If you are a for-profit, you can write it as an educational or a business expense. And yes, you get a certificate of completion. This is everything here that you need. Your code is lowercase, lowercase, lowercase. All right. If you want something a little different, if you're ready for something a little different, I offer boot camps. I teach you 2 months worth of work in 2 days. You leave on the second day, it's 7 hours a day. It's intense, people. By the end of day two, you have a completed grant application that you're going to submit. You have a list of local and national grants. You have an implementation plan. I will teach you how to use AI in the 2 days. Keisha took the boot camp. She had never written a grant before in her life. 6 weeks later, she had her first grant. 2 weeks after that, she had a $100,000 grant. Had never written a grant before. Is $1,997 for the 2 days. Is 7 hours a day with me, you and me. 2 days, we get it done. Or 2 monthly payments of $1,249. If you're interested in the boot camp, send me an email and we'll talk about dates. These people here, they only bought the course. They paid less than $300 for the course. I want you to look at this ROI. This was in June. Nicole is not a professional grant writer. She was not writing grants. She took the course. She learned how. She got $250,000 grant, $250,000 grant in June. She had only asked for $50,000. But her grant application was so tight, they said, oh my gosh, we need for you to expand this. Let's counter and give you $250,000 if you can just implement this in some other locations, right? She's in the area of Alzheimer's. Whitney has a doula organization. She's doing exactly what I'm asking you to do. She took the course, less than $300. She won $200,000 in 1 year. She started local. She got $40,000 from her power fund, her Southern Power Fund. People, do you know that your utility companies, if they're large, have foundations? This is what people are not telling you. Then she went national. Remember I said go local and national? She got $50,000 from the National Birth Equity Collaborative. Kanisha won $100,000. They spent less than $300 to learn this. I have a framework. It's proven. People are getting grants. These people look like you and me. They're getting grants now in this environment. Kimberly last month won $84,000. And there, some of them are for-profit, some are nonprofits. It's a mix. She's a for-profit. Nicole is a for-profit. Kimberly is a for-profit. Cherie is a nonprofit. She won $11,000. The Dual organization is a nonprofit. This is a massage company in Charlotte that got $20,000. A massage company. I told you before, it's not about what you do. It's about learning where to get the money. Christina has an online educational firm. Online, you don't need a brick and mortar to get grants. Don't these people look like you and me? They're all my students, all in the Facebook group. You can come in and ask them. They're all in the Facebook group. What did they do? How did they do it? I have two bonuses. I don't want you using time as an excuse not to write these grants, not to win these grants. I have written the AI grant guide, 10 steps to easier and faster grant writing. I even include a tutorial. I have a video. I will show you step by step how you use AI to help you write and win these grants. It's $99. I'm throwing it in. It's part of this $297 course. I'm going to give it to you for free. You will get this if you purchase the course by Sunday. You got 3 days to get this discount, by the way. Bonus number two. I said I'm trying to help you. I said from the beginning I was here to help you. Have you heard of the U.S. Black Chambers? So they're the lead organization for the various Black chambers throughout the country. They create a Buy Black list. It is a list of grants geared for either Black-led nonprofits or Black-owned businesses. It's $200 to subscribe. I'm going to give you the most recent issue, which is the May issue. You're going to get that for free. If you buy the course today, you'll get it for free. You've got this list of grants. You're going to get a list of 600 grants in the course. You're getting grants in the Facebook group, right? It's Q&A time. It's Q&A time. I'm going to stop sharing. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. All right. I'm making it affordable. So for those of you who are asking how to buy it, okay, really quickly, I'm going to do this for you really quickly. Let me pull this up. I'm going to get to the Q&A in a second. I saw some great questions, but those of you who are asking specifically, I want to show you live how you buy the course. Let me show you live how you buy the course. All right. I'm going to share my screen. All right. This is how you buy the course. When you click the link in the chat, you will see this page here. You want to pay the $297. That's one and done. That's one payment for everything. For the $5,000 course, the group coaching, Facebook group, hit $497. Remember, because you've got a $200 coupon that you need to apply. Hit $497. You will see this page here. You have a coupon. Click have a coupon. It is AUG07. You hit apply. It will take off $200. You're only paying $297. Now, everybody look at this little block here because you can meet with me privately. I do a deep dive into your organization. You will leave with perfect clarity. I will get you together because we're going to go through your mission, vision, infrastructure, your service or program or product, and you're going to leave with a little mini list of grants. It is a strategy session. You get the notes and you even get the video. Those of you who have 10 different ideas swirling around up here, you will leave with one. It's $497. That's what people pay. The only time you'll see it for $247 is if you buy it with the course. You can add it on with the course. So the course is $297. If you want to meet with me, it's $247. Now, if you don't want to meet with me, you don't have to. You still got the course. I'll see you in the group. Now, we offer something called Buy Now, Pay Later. Input your email, and then if you want the Buy Now, Pay Later, now we take a credit card, PayPal, Google Pay. But if you want the Buy Now, Pay Later, you get 4 months same as cash. When you get to the payment method block, I want you to see you're going to probably hit change or like new payment method or pay another way. Keep hitting like pay another way or new payment method until you actually see Affirm pop up. You can choose from Affirm, or you may have to click the little drop down, or Klarna, or Afterpay. 4 months same as cash. 4 months same as cash. People that's $75 a month. I don't even know of any $75 grant. So when you get the grant, you will pay for everything. But if you want to pay $75 a month, you can do it through Affirm, Afterpay, or Klarna. If not, you pay the $297. Google Pay, Cash Out Pay, PayPal, credit card, bank withdrawal. For those of you that are asking about the 2 month payment plan, click this box. Everybody else pays $275 a month for 2 months. You're not going to. You have a coupon, remember? Hit purchase now. Input your coupon. That's important. What is it? AUG07 with a little T for 2 months. Hit apply. Now it's taking off $100 a month. You're only paying $175 a month for 2 months, and you're done. Yes, you can still add on the private session with me. Everybody got that? All right. It's Q&A time. I'm going to the Q&A box. Do you use ChatGPT? Answer that and showed you how. And I'm going to teach you how to do it as well. If you buy the course, you'll get my AI guide. And yes, I use ChatGPT in the AI guide. I'm teaching you how to use ChatGPT. By the way, I use ChatGPT every single day in my business, every day. All right, let's see. Questions. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go slowly because I definitely saw questions. We know that the boiled peanuts are salted. All right, let's see. I want to provide housing for homeless veterans. I want to use that as an example. So Elvis wants to provide housing for homeless veterans. I don't know if you have a nonprofit or an LLC. Let's just assume you have a nonprofit. All of you should be searching for multiple grants under multiple categories. This is what this course will help you to do. This is what I will help you to do. I want to take this example. Housing for homeless veterans. There are multiple categories. So you are a person of color. One category, look for grants geared towards organizations of color. That's one grant search. Number two, Elvis. I don't know if that's female or male. I don't make any assumptions. Let's say it's a nonprofit, right? If you are a woman, you can be searching for grants geared towards women-owned or women-led nonprofits, right? Or if you're a business, a woman-owned business, that could be potentially category number two. Category number three, you want to provide housing. That's a separate category. You can search for grants under affordable housing or transitional housing. That is its own category. That's category number three. You want to provide housing for homeless veterans, homeless population. You want to serve the homeless population. That's category number four. Search for grants that are geared towards organizations that serve the homeless. Category number five is veterans. Search for grants that are geared towards organizations that serve veterans. You should be searching for grants under five different categories. When you know what to do, it makes this easier. And it increases your chances of what? Winning the grant. Because now you've got five different categories where you are eligible to apply for grants. I said before, nobody else is telling you this information, right? So, Elvis, you should be good to go. All right. How do we find the websites? I gave you the grant portals that you go through to find the websites. You're targeting veterans as well, veterans and youth in your community. Be specific, Karen. How are you targeting them? What is your program or your service? How are you helping them? Because as you can see from what I displayed with Elvis, Elvis was very specific. I provide housing for homeless veterans. There's his program, there's his target population. How are you targeting them? What are you doing? What is the service? All right. Other questions? Let's see. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify. Absolutely. Not only should you, this is coming from Keisha, not only should you be applying for grants, you should be applying for sponsorships. There is sponsorship money available, people. Let me give you a quick example. I was working with a client. She does marketing for law firms, so she has higher income clients. I told her, go to your local luxury dealership, get a $30,000 sponsorship for your next event. Have them place their luxury car in front of your building so that when the attorneys, which are higher disposable income individuals, have to walk into your event, they have to walk past this luxury vehicle. It's a win-win for everybody. You get your $30,000, the car dealership gets their product in front of one of their ideal audiences, higher income individuals. Seek sponsorships, especially and particularly from your local organizations, right? I have templates in this course. I have a grant application template in the course. I have a template, I have a sponsorship kit that you can use. Remember, I said you need to meet with the foundation? I have the email template that you're going to send. Remember, I said you need to create partnerships. I have the partnership template that you're going to send. All right? I'm trying to make it easy for you. I have templates. But Keisha's right. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify. Not only should you be applying to multiple grant opportunities, you should be applying for sponsorships. All right? All right. All right. Let's see. Other questions. How do you meet with them? Should we send emails beforehand? I literally laid that out for you. You send the email beforehand. Absolutely. But you don't ask for money in the email. And by the way, when you are seeking grant money, they're not asking for your credit score. Your credit score has nothing to do with you getting a grant. Remember, you're getting a grant for your business or your nonprofit, not for you to use personally. They're not asking for your credit union. You don't have to have perfect credit to get a grant. No way. No way. Yes, thank you, Karen. Chaz, yes, you will all get the information via email. Via email, you're going to get the replay. You're going to get a link to buy the course so that you can work with me. You will get those emails for the next 3 days. This discount is good until Sunday. All right. So don't worry about that. You'll get it via email. Jennifer Jones, searching where? I'm not sure your question. Okay, so you tried using the coupon. It is good. Lowercase, the AUG07. So you saw me do this live, is just good for the 297 for the one payment. If you want the two payments, put a T on the end of it. I'm going to do this again really super quickly. I'm going to share my screen really quickly. I want you all to get this. You want to pay the 297, hit purchase now. This is to pay the 297. Click have a coupon, AUG07. I put in the same coupon that I'm giving you. Hit apply. You see it took off $200, 297. This is for the 297 payment. All right. And then you can keep going if you want to split that over four payments. You can go down to the payment box and find a firm or afterpay. Now, if you want to do the two payments of 175, hit 2 times 275, hit purchase now. Now you're putting in a different coupon. Click have a coupon. You're putting in AUG07 with that little T for 2-month payment plan. Put in the little T. While I take a sip, and it will take off $100. You only pay 175 a month for 2 months. Got it? Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. Other questions? Searching where? I'm not sure what you're asking. Jennifer, ask again. David, should I list restaurants, bars, liquor stores, and comedy clubs in my sponsorship when applying for a grant? What do you mean in your sponsorship? So do not separate, do not combine these two. You're going to be seeking a grant or you're going to be seeking a sponsorship. Those are two totally different things. Let me explain to you why they're different. When you seek and get a grant, the organization cannot ask you for anything in return, but maybe a grantee report so that you show them where you spent their grant money. You're applying for a grant that you don't pay back. That's a separate application. When you seek a sponsorship from an organization, that's a separate form. I have a kit. I literally have a kit in the Facebook group. When you seek a sponsorship, you send them a sponsorship. You can send them an email and a letter. You want to try to meet with them. When you meet with them, you're going to have your sponsorship kit ready. You're going to ask for a sponsor, right? It could be, make it tiered. Like, for example, if they give you $5,000, you're going to give them this. If they give you $10,000, you're going to give them this. If they give you $15,000, you give them something else even bigger. They are going to expect something from you. That is the difference between a grant and a sponsorship. When you get a sponsorship, expect to give up something. I gave you the example of the girl who gave up the opportunity for them to place their car in front of her event. In order to give you the sponsorship money, they may want to speak to your audience. They may want to put an ad in your program booklet. They may want to put their little tchotchke in your swag bag, right? Now, when you are applying for a grant and you are working with potential partners, you can write in the grant application the people that you're going to be meeting with. Yes, you write them. And it doesn't mean that you will have already gotten the partnership or the sponsorship or whatever it is. But yes, you can write their names into the grant and let the foundation know that, look, I'm seeking additional resources. I'm seeking additional methods of getting in funding through sponsorships with these organizations, whether it's the comedy club, the liquor store, the restaurant, the bar, that's okay. Really depends on, okay, you want to open a brewery specializing in high ABV craft beer. I don't drink, so I have no idea what ABV is. But all right, so this makes sense for you. If you want to open up a brewery, this makes sense for you. To yes, go after, this is perfect. So you're going after organizations that serve alcohol. Yes, absolutely, you should be contacting them to be potential partners or also potential sponsors of your brewery, definitely. So this would be a great start for you. And by the way, just so you know, you want to open up a brewery, there are, this is okay, so this is going to help all of you. There are three different categories where you should be seeking grants. Based on your mission, align your mission to the mission of the foundation. Whether you're use your ethnicity or your gender, because there are some grants that are based on the fact that you are minorities. There are some grants based on the fact that you are a woman. The third, so many people overlook your industry. Go to your industry. You want to open up a brewery. Do you know that Hennessy, they make some type of alcohol? What I don't know. Do you know that they have a grant program? Do you know that Tito's, I think it's Tito's, they have a grant program. Go to your industry. Do you have a transportation company? UPS and FedEx, they both have grants. You want to open up a hair care salon? Go to Shea Moisture. They make shampoo and conditioners. They offer grants for people who want to open up hair care salons, same industry. You want to open up a nail salon? Go to Opie. They provide professional nail polish. Right, Tito's, they make alcohol. Again, don't ask me what kind. They they join with Kevin Hart to provide multi-million dollar grants. So when you do the research, just like Google Tito's Kevin Hart grant, right? Vodka, that's what I hear. Okay. Okay, you know more than I do. You know way more than I do. All right. But I'm here to say to you, this is how you win grant money. There, remember I said at the beginning, there's a process of this, people. I've won over $18 million. I know the process. I want to teach brewing for free to Black people, for we make up less than 1% of the craft brewing. Okay, let me comment on what he just said. He says, I want to teach brewing for free to Black people, for we make up less than 1% of the craft brewing. This is how you win grant money. This is how you win grant. So he's going to have a business, right? He's going to have a small business. It was just going to be a brewing company. But the extra of what he wants to do is what's going to get the attention of the foundations, right? There are foundations that give grant money to uh, small companies. You really need to be in this game, David. I mean, you really need to be in this game, right? It's the extra that's going to get you the extra attention of the foundation. I have a client. She's a designer. She's a well-known designer. She's in the group. She's a student, a grant writing student. She needs grants too. Who doesn't? With the extra material that's left over from her designs, she makes clothing for homeless women. Now, who am I going to give grant money to? The fashion designer over here, or the fashion designer over here, that not only are they designing fashions, but with the extra material that's left over, they make clothing for the homeless. Who am I going to give the grant money to, with everything else being even? Who's doing the most? Who's doing the most? Sometimes, you hear this vernacular like you're doing the most. You want to do the most this time. You want to do the most. All right. David says, I want to teach brewing. So when he applies for his grant, he's going to include this in the grant application, because now he has added on to the fact that he has a brewing company an educational component. So guess what? Now he can start applying to educational grants because he wants to teach brewing. He's now opened up a whole different complete world of categories that he's going to be looking into to get grants because he's going to be teaching. He already has the category of the brewery, right? So he can apply for small business grants. He can go to his industry, Tito's, Hennessy, whatever. He can apply for grants because he's a small business, because he's a Black-owned business. But now he can apply for grants because he's going to be teaching brewing. You see how this works? It's a process. Elvis, excuse me, I teach project management certification training and want to target underprivileged and underserved communities. So again, this teaching component will open up new opportunities for him to apply for grants. Got that? Now, let me just see if there are any other questions. Before we do anything else, we have to stop. Everybody stop. We have to give Elvis some love because Elvis bought the course. Elvis was like, I'm tired of being confused and not knowing where to go for grants, not knowing how to apply for grants, applying for the wrong grants and wasting my time because time is money. So many of you become frustrated because you're not doing this right. You're not applying for the right grants. You don't know how to work this system. Let me help you work the system, right? So I need to see some clapping of hands and some love for Elvis because he decided to bet on himself. I need to see some clapping of hands and some love, some hearts, some something for Elvis. And Elvis, I'm going to do something special for you and everybody else that buys the course. This is something special. You're going to get two emails. One email will be your link to the Facebook group. When you get in the Facebook group, this is what I'm going to do for all of you because I'm here to help you. When you get into the Facebook group, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you for a synopsis of your organization, just 3 or 4 sentences, your location, and how we can help. Answer my question, because when you answer my question in the Facebook group, I'm going to give you a few links to grant opportunities that you should be researching based on your organization, because I want you to get off to a good start. As I said, I give you some access to me. I have colleagues that charge $2,000 for their course. You don't see them again. I'm here to help you because I believe this is what I should be doing. All right. So I'm going to look for you in the Facebook group, Elvis. Answer that question when you get it. And I'm going to give you some links, and I'll do this for all of you. I'll give you some links so that you can specifically know where to start the search. This is completely separate from the course. The course is going to teach you all of this, but I just want you to get off to a good start. All right, I'm going back to the Q&A because I think there are some more questions. How do I ask for $100,000, and does brick and mortar help you with getting a building? Black brewers make up less than 1%. So yeah, we talked a lot about this. The brick and mortar only means that you have a physical location. So because you will have a physical location, guess what? It opens you up to even more grants, because there are some grants that are only geared towards organizations that have a physical location. You're going to have a brewery, you're going to have a physical location. There's a wish.com grant. There's a Main Street grant. Those grants are geared solely for organizations with a brick and mortar, meaning they have a physical location. All right. So if you're going to be asking for that amount of money, $100,000, make sure you have some skin in the game. Make sure you can say that you're going to be looking for funding from a number of resources, but they're going to ask you, what are you putting into this? What are you giving? What are you putting in the game? What skin do you have in the game? You want us to give you $100,000? What are you doing? How much money do you have to put up? This is your organization. This is your business, right? But remember, all of you seek grants from multiple organizations, because there are some grants for $50,000. There are some $100,000 grants, right? So that's not totally out of the realm of you getting a $100,000 grant, even though you're new, because your category is very different. But you know what it's going to depend upon? Because you're in a very different category. What is your background? What is your background? I'm the foundation leader. Why should I invest $100,000 for you to start a brewery? Have you done this before? Were you a restaurant owner? Did you grow up in this? A lot of it will depend upon your background, David. All right. Other questions, other questions. I'm going to go back through here slowly again. Oh, you have 3 days. You have 3 days to get the discount. But Elvis, you're getting both bonuses. You're going to get the AI guide, plus you're going to get the Buy Black list from the Black Chambers with the list of grants for small businesses. And that list alone, I kid you not, that list alone is worth the price of this course. That Buy Black list that lists those grants, that list alone is worth the price of this course. It really is. It's worth the price of the course. The AI guide with my tutorial is worth the price of the course. I'm teaching you how to use AI. It is going to be a game changer. A game changer. All right, let's see. Yes, everybody will receive the recording. Yes, you'll receive I don't provide the decks, but you will get the recording, and you will get the webinar chat. The webinar chat has the links in it. So when you get the recording, you'll get the webinar chat with the links. You'll get all of the links that were put into the webinar chat. Let me just make sure I've answered all of the questions. I believe that's it. I believe that's it. So again, if you're going to be applying for grants, I invite you into a community where you can get help. Whatever you do, put my email list on your safe senders list, because you're going to get the email with your replay and the link for the next 3 days from this email. So make sure you put hello at Grant Writing for Non-Writers onto your email list. Also, please remember, I asked you to promise me At the beginning, you're going to share this information. Share the link that we just put in. I'm doing this again live at 7 o'clock. Please share this with some other Black organization that you know, whether they're a nonprofit, whether they are a small business. Don't keep this to yourself, right? We have to help each other. So I put the link to the 7 p.m. session tonight, Eastern Standard Time. I'll be live again. Put it into the link. Please send that to somebody so that you can share this information and they'll be able to get the replay too with all of the information that I gave to you. I want to thank you all for hopping on. My name is Linda Peavy, creator of the course Grant Writing for Non-Writers, Keys to Winning Grant Proposals, and founder of LaPalf Consulting. And I want to thank you all for hopping on. I hope this was helpful for you. Please share it with other Black organizations that need to know grant money is, yes, available, not now, right now, right? All of those people that you saw are getting grant money right now. Don't believe everything you see on TV. There are obstacles put in your way to keep you from getting this grant money, to keep you from even knowing about it. Now you know about it. What are you going to do about it? All right. Keep moving forward. Stay encouraged. Do not let this be another webinar that you set and that you don't do anything with it. I gave you a lot of helpful information, right? Keep moving forward. People are waiting on you. People are waiting on your talents and your skills. What you are doing is important. It is needed. You are desperately needed right now. And there's money to help you do this. All right. So thank you so much, Elvis. I will see you in the Facebook group. All of you, keep moving forward. Thank you, David, for sharing this information. Thank you. Share the link. I'll be on live at 7 o'clock. Thank you all. I want you to have a weekend, blessed rest of the week, blessed weekend, a safe rest of the week, and a safe weekend because you are needed. You people like you who spent their noon hour to get help so that you can help somebody else, you are desperately needed now. You need to know this. You are desperately needed. All right. So thank you so much. Hopefully, I will see you all in the Facebook group. You have 3 days. Hopefully, I'll see you in the Facebook group over the next 3 days so that you can get going. You don't wait for me. This course is online. You get started. Come to the Facebook group for help. And I did mention inside of every lesson in this course is a discussion starter. You ask the question, it comes directly to me. All right. So you will have the help you need. Thank you so much. God bless you. And keep moving forward. Get it done. Keep moving forward. All right. Thank you so much. Bye bye.